Hey, it's Keith with Yarborough & Sons, and today I wanted to check out this video and kind of give you my thoughts. Saw it across YouTube and said this would make a great video to kind of talk about and say kind of the pluses and minuses on it and show what you could do at your own house for this DIY video. So let's check it out. Looks like what he's got here is an actual 4 filters that he's bought, 2-inch, which is pretty important, and an actual box fan that he's going to build a square out of and build a kind of a DIY filtration system for this remodel. Let's see how it goes.
If you ever are in a pinch and you need to kind of filter the air that you're working in, maybe a little remodel project in your house, super simple, super cost effective. I think this cost me $17 for sets of 20 by 20 air filters.
Now the big thing is here, he's got 4 filters, 20 by 20. I would suggest you don't just get any filters. Notice he's got 2-inch, which is great. It's going to allow for a little bit more of a catching of the debris. It's definitely going to be a little bit more cost effective if you get cheaper filters, maybe 1-inch, but I would highly suggest 2-inch. For one, it gives a better base for, we'll see in a minute, that he's building on. It also gives where we can have a better MERV rating on those filters. You don't have to have something high, but something like a MERV 11 would be a lot better than your fiberglass filters that don't catch a whole lot of this fine dust. We want something that's going to catch a lot more of that fine dust. So let's keep looking and see how he does this.
So these are just furnace filters. So what we're going to do is just make a simple square. Air is going to go into these.
Good old masking tape.
The box from our fan.
Yeah, this was definitely one thing I was going to criticize, is what they were going to do on the bottom. Just setting it on the ground, you're going to allow for more places for air leakage to go under the filter, and there you're not filtering the actual air.
Okay, so that's actually our bottom. That is
and this is a pretty interesting deal. He didn't tape off everything. It's nice that he took the cardboard and put it around the fan so everything's centralized around that one opening. That's not a bad way to do it. You'd be fine if you did it the other way. Of course, right here, how he's doing, not actually sealing up the actual fan to the deals, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You're just going to have a little bit of air leakage through there where you're not going to pick up every bit of dust and debris. You're also going to build up on that fan faster. And so as that fan fills up, it's going to affect that fan in the long run. But for a simple project like this where you're using it for a couple weeks, that's not going to be a big deal. After you're done with it, you can take that fan out and just blow it out with some air outside, preferably. Yeah, don't do it in your nice clean house that you've kept clean this whole time.
super simple. You can move it around, air scrubber. It's portable. I guess at the end of the day, after the job, throw away all the filters, keep the fan, build one for the next one.
And that's 100% right. He said, throw all the filters away, I can keep the fan. This is something that you spend $100 on it up front. You don't have to spend $100 the next time. You can look at just going and, hey, I want to do this in another project. Just go get you some new filters. Now, the bad thing is you'll probably get some more cardboard, but I promise you, if you go to a supply house, you probably can get a little bit of cardboard somewhere to make another bottom for this. It's an excellent way to keep dust and debris out of the house while you're doing, especially any kind of sheetrock work, any kind of sanding, stuff like that. It's going to keep all those particles in an enclosed area to where you're not breathing it in while you're on the project. But not only that, I like it because we get a lot of people that will run their systems in the construction phase, which is not a good way to do it. I can show you many examples of areas where you put this new unit in and then they want to run it and they want to put the cheapest filter possible, and then we get back there and the thing's just got dust all over it, and that's not going to be healthy on that system. We want to make sure that system's clean. It technically voids the warranty, so you really don't want to run your system while you're in that kind of a place. So just realize that, especially you're doing all these DIY units, you get to choose what you get to do when you do DIY. These are great ways to keep your house clean. It's a very cost-effective way when you're doing work like this. I would highly suggest anybody that is doing any kind of DIY work at their house, to definitely look into something like this. If you're going to be sanding, having a bunch of particles in the air, all that stuff you don't want in your lungs, and you ultimately don't want it all over your house, because we don't know necessarily what all those chemicals are going to do long term. So we want to make sure we're as safe as possible. And this is a great DIY to kind of help with that. So, like I said, great video that was sent to me. Appreciate it very much. Definitely think about it. My thumbs up. This guy did a great job. The only way I would improve this is you might go ahead and seal up the rest of it. Really is not going to hurt it any bad. But ultimately, if you are doing a DIY project at your house and you're worried about air quality, don't wear a mask. Do something like this. It's so much better, a lot more relaxing on a person than wearing a mask and having that on your face all the time. Plus, keeps all that dust from going everywhere around your house. If you enjoyed this video, give us your thoughts. Let us know what you think about this comments, how it could be improved, what we got wrong, what we got right, and maybe if you've ever done this for your house. And if you enjoy this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. If you're in the Oklahoma City metro area and you need any heat, air, or plumbing needs, go ahead and scan this QR code. And that's all I got today. Thanks.
Yard